1, 2, 1, 2. T.O.M. Teachers of MAAT. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I'll spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sewn from words. Sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its law the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kim originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip was slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statements point out all the contradictions. Blatant truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah, co-founded a nation. Dictionary studies, spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is cold that. So black, I see through lies. Why they hold that, ocean motions. I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tahuti is Yah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm T.O.M. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tahuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best.
Hotep. Peace and love. Can y'all brothers hear me? How do I sound?
Peace, brother. You sound great.
Peace. Welcome everybody. Hotep MAAT. Welcome to the Teachings of MAAT Study Guide Sunday. Today's topic, the Egyptian goddess Isis, mother of Horus, what her name means and her association with magic. Before we begin and I introduce everybody on the panel, we are going to do as we always do and begin with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Unki Ma'at, Un-N-S, Nintet Aset Ma'at, Menhepapet Ma'at, Her In-Hu-Kui, Per Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love. Welcome everybody. I am Arcad Infinite, the chairman and the Techetu of the Teachings of Ma'at. I'm also a student of the master teacher, the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra, and the host of this weekly study guide, Teachings of Ma'at. I'm a true-hearted follower of truth based on ancestral artifacts, a true lover of my people unconditionally and dedicated to Kemet and learning the metal netter. Next we have the scribe. Lamar Scribe is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at, a scribe of Tahuti and Ma'at. He studies under the master teacher Saba Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening dormant DNA and reversing of negative hypnosis. Next, we have the general, the mighty presenter for tonight, the great mighty AHATI Ma'at. AHATI Ma'at was taught under the great Tahuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including the textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating. He is responsible for the creation of this weekly study guide and the Teachings of Ma'at. Welcome everybody to a beautiful, beautiful class tonight. Peace and love to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Shannon, Shay, Menkua Ra. Peace and love. Hotep, good brothers.
Hotep, peace and love. Yes, shout out to everyone who is watching right now live, and shout out to all of you who are watching on the playback. Peace and love to you. I'll show the support that we received. We only received one donation prior to the show, which we know who that is. So we always love to give a shout out to that great brother. So the Cash App and the PayPal is posted in the description box, and it'll also be pasted throughout the chat room. So if this information is providing you any type of sustenance or knowledge that you can use to improve upon our daily lives, be sure to show reciprocity to us. So peace and love to all the great brothers and sisters who definitely support. So I will show this. The great brother Nito Campbell, the most consistent supporter on YouTube. So definitely tuat to you for your consistency and your discipline and making sure that you play your part in making sure that the Teachings of Ma'at continues, because we need the support from the great people. So tuat to you, good brother. And we do have a very, very special video showcasing the support for all the great support that we have received. So we also we love to acknowledge those who do such. We love to acknowledge those and give adoration to those who support the teachings of my organization, because without you, we would not be able to continue and maintain to expand what we're doing. So it is because of the great supporters that we are able to bring to you this type of information that we do at the level that we do it and with the quality that we do it at. So because of you, great brothers and sisters who support us, we also want to show our support for you. All right, so we will play this, and we can all give a great shout out to the great sister Antu, the Ka of Antu, Anat. It says Hotep Great Ones. She is the one who put together this video for us. So shout out to you, great sister, for the work that you are doing. Peace, Angela Gates. We see you. Peace and love to you. Squano Trending. Mr. Nito Campbell, the most consistent brother on YouTube. Peace and love to you. All right, here we go.
Okay, that was fire.
I like that.
Brother made that on short notice.
Yes, sir. Shout out
Everybody,
to all of
everybody in the chat, give the scribe a hail. Hail scribe. He did that on very short. I didn't even know that was happening. So give this brother his respect. And thank you for the video, brother.
Yes, no problem. And during that short time, we did get a support. So I do want to show that before you get started, great brother. And the great sister, Angela Gates, shout out to you, great sister. We appreciate your support. You came in and from the first time we really seen you, you start supporting. So we definitely understand and we appreciate you. And I hope you appreciated what we did for you in the video as well. So 2 out to you, Miss Queen B4U1, Angela Gates. Shout out to you. All right, take it away, great brother AHATI MAAT.
All right, everybody, I hope you're doing well tonight. We're going to do some hailing. It's hailing time. Arcad, are you ready to hail?
Absolutely.
Scribe, are you ready to hail? Okay, let's do some hailing. Let me share the screen here. Actually, before I do some hailing, how's everybody doing in the chat? I hope your week went well, and I hope you're coming here with light hearts. I hope everybody's doing well. And yes, I just want to say after Scribe, we do appreciate whatever you give, actually. Whatever you give, you're keeping the energy going. And you make us motivated to keep coming here week after week. You motivate us to keep supporting Saba Tahuti. And like I always state, we can't do it without, the foundation does not stand without its support. And its support is some of you in the chat and those of you in the future. So we hail you, and we're going to start some hailing off here. We're the only we're the only community here that I know of that actually hail each other. I don't know if you know any other community on the internet. It could be white, black, Chinese, Asian, that are hailing consistently. Bring them here because we want to hail together. We want to form coalitions. All right, let me. Here's this wacky. Okay, hold on a second.
Is hailing that? Is that what they do over on those other channels? Is that what I? Because I hear a lot of that over there. It's a lot of something going on.
It's a lot of yelling.
Are they doing this? Can you see the screen, Arcad?
Yeah, we can see it, brother.
Are they doing what Osiris is doing right here? Are they doing that?
Yeah, they do a lot of penis.
They're doing
holding.
this?
Definitely not. They're not doing that.
No, absolutely not.
Right. So when they think it's a Tamahu thing that started that, it's really us that started it. We've just been taught not to do that because that's arrogant. But we don't care about any of that. We're into raising the vibration. So let's do some hailing. On the count of 3, I'm going to read the meta part in blue if you're new, and then the translated part in red. So it says, E neb ma'at, per em ma'ati. Hail ma'at is everything. We come forth from her. Henu sabatuhuti, Amenhotep Ra. Hail sabatuhuti. Henu kemet. Hail kemet. Makaru, makaru, makaru. Victory, victory, victory. That is our victory voice. So you can find this over on our great website. And again, if anybody knows any modern group hailing each other right now, bring them over. Don't care what race they are. All right, let's get into it here.
We did receive another support. So shout out to you. I'll just show that real quick.
Let's show it.
Let's show it. We love to show the support. All right, so we got $6.59 for support from Sari Jean, Sorry Jean, whichever. Excuse me if I mispronounce your name. But shout out to you, peace and love to you, and thank you for your support.
That's great. Thank you, Sarah. All right, let's get this started here. Okay. Can you brothers see the screen?
Not yet, brother.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Share screen. Entire screen. Yeah, we really appreciate the donations and the great energy. Hail. Okay. Arcad, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me hide this thing here. So I am AHATI MAAT, has been introduced. I studied under the great Saba Tahuti for almost a decade now, 9 years. Literally studied at his feet in his home and carried his bags. So prove to earn. We've lost each other's ability to earn for one another. And earned his respect through my loyalty. Loyalty in Kemet means to serve. If you are the greatest servant in Kemet, you are the most loyal. And I wanted to prove that to him. So I'm AHATI MAAT. I am the scribe in the Kenti Aha. The Kenti Aha is the leader of the fight against the Matrix in modern terms. And then Medu Netter is the leader of the Kenti U, which were the sacred fighters, not only in the physical realm, but when we leave this realm and go into the subatomic, which our ancestors called Lightland. So I was asked this question this week by one of the sisters. She wanted to know about the Egyptian goddess Isis, mother of Horus. And what does her name mean and why she is associated with magic? So by the time I'm done with this presentation, I will show you that her name isn't Isis, why it's important that our females become mothers, contrary to what the Matrix is telling them right now, and that their names are associated, or their frequencies of vibrations are associated with magic, which is the most powerful force on the planet today. What's being called magic, but we're going to get to that. Okay, let's break this down. So the goddesses of many names. Goddesses of many names. So let's get rid of some falsehoods attached to the name Isis first. So we got to get rid of the matrix. We got to start breaking that out of you right now in order to take and retain the information I'm going to give you tonight. So I don't recommend using Google. If you use it now, the only time I use Google actually is right now, and then I shut it off. Just because it's Google and they track you and they're doing all types of other things, listening to you while your computer is off and everything. So I use a great browser. Right now it's encrypted, and the end is called Start Page. Does it mean that it's going to last? No. But for right now it's okay, and I recommend it. When you put in ISIS into the browser, what's coming up as a quote-unquote terrorist organization, because we got to remember this country calls the freedom fighters of other nations terrorists, is the Islamic State. So right off the bat, if I'm new and I put ISIS in there because I'm curious, like a lot of us are, about who the Egyptian goddess was, and I don't add more to the name, this is why it's very important to always be specific with your questions and your thoughts, because this will happen. It'll bring you to a connection that has nothing to do with ancient Egypt, which the proper name was Kemet. So it brings up this Islamic State. So now, instead of being something positive, it's negative. So what are these three female images' names? So this first female here on the right. Her name is Isis Aphrodite. Isis Aphrodite is a form of the great goddess Isis that emphasizes the fertility aspects associated with Aphrodite. She was concerned with marriage and childbirth, and following very ancient pharaonic prototypes, also with rebirth. Elaborate accessories, including an exaggerated kalathos, the crown of the Egyptian Greco-Roman divinities, embossed, I don't know what that says, with a tiny disc and horns of Isis, heighten the effect of her nudity. So a tiny disc used to be on this female's head, and horns, disc and horns. Those of you that have been in the Metanetter class, and those of you that have been following our show for a while now, should know what these horns and discs symbolize. And it heightens the effect of her nudity. So to the ancient man, a woman's nudity was heightened. Her sexuality was heightened by how much knowledge she had and what she could do with that knowledge, which is provide and protect for her man. And we'll get to that. So the woman without a dated name, Aphrodite, but from Greek origins, ancient Greece records date back to 800 BC. So Aphrodite, when you go to look her up and you're looking for a date for her, there is so much conjecture, opinions, and the scholars do not have an exact date for when she was actually created. So the closest that we could come to is when Greek existed, when they were actually writing now and not just grunting. It was around 800 BC. Some late antiquities sources syncretized several great goddesses figures into a single deity. Yeah, because when they mix and match the original deities, they get lost in translation of confusion. So when we wake up in our time, we think that this woman is Isis, because she's also known as Isis Demeter. For example, the Platonist philosopher Alapulius, writing in the late 2nd century, identified Ceres Demeter with Isis. So this Greek created this link between Isis and Demeter, which never existed. What he really did was take from this Isis and create this Demeter. But they're writing it here as if there's a link between the two of them. So he says, I, mother of the universe. Remember that. I, mother of the universe. So he's calling this over here a mother of the universe. Mistress of all the elements, firstborn of the ages, highest of the gods, queen of the shades. Hold on a second. Arcat, can you hear any background music?
Yeah, I can hear the background music.
I mean, excuse me, can you hear background sound other than the music? Okay.
No, just the music.
All right, Tua. So it says, I, mother of the universe, mistress of all the elements, firstborn of the ages, highest of the gods, queen of the shades, first of those who dwell in heaven, representing in one shape all goddesses and gods and goddesses. My will controls the shining heights of heaven, the health-giving sea winds, and the mournful silences of hell. The entire world worships my single Godhead. So the entire world at that time worships her single Godhead in 1,000 shapes, with diverse rites and under many different names. The Pharigans, firstborn of mankind. Did you see that?
So yeah, we can see it.
So they're saying the Pharigans were the firstborn of mankind. And I'm laughing because, yeah, that may be... Who's laughing in the background?
That's Scribe, probably. That's probably Scribe. That's a sound effect.
Oh, ahead, okay. I thought that was I thought that was your mate, Arcad. I thought you.
No. I hope not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm not laughing because it's wrong. As we get further in the presentation, I'm gonna explain why we're not the brothers up here and the sisters that are and brothers that are members down there. No, we are not men. We're not part of this mankind psyop. So the Pharigans, firstborn of mankind, call me the Pesanuchin, mother of the gods. So, listen, we're getting this far just because I'm presenting it to you. The average person is going to be falling asleep by now, which allows this psyop to continue. Because it's just totally, the words are just totally crazy put together. So it says, mother of the gods, the ancient Eleusinians, the Akkadians, Ceres, and the Egyptians who excel in ancient learning, honor me with the worship which is truly mine, and call me by my true name, Queen Isis. So according to a Greek philosopher, Apollos, who connected Isis to Demeter, a Greek goddess. He called her the mother of the universe, and now he's saying that the true name of Isis is Queen Isis. That's just the true name, and we're going to get into that. And again, when you go to look up dates, very important, so you don't be deceived. We don't find any concrete dates. All we can go back to is the pantheon that she belonged to, which was called the 12 Olympians, and it was first recorded in 522 BC, way after the Comedians. So let's bring you some originality to this. and I want to show you something. So we see Mother of the Universe here, right? Mother Universe. And if you're new, follow along. I suggest you join Monday MetaNetter class if you want to learn how to join that. I'm going to go over that later on after the presentation briefly. But I can tell you with empirical fact that the MetaNetter is the only and oldest language on the planet. So just take my word for it now. If you still do not trust me, like everybody knows, you can always reach out to me for receipts and sources. So this says Ast Erit Mut Netzer. Ast or Ist, because this could be the E sound, Erit Mut Netzer. Isis the Great. See that? Isis the Great what? Isis the Great Mother of the god Horus. Horus is also known as Heru. We're going to get into that, which also means the light or the day. So it means that the sun has to be existing while they're writing this right here. And they're saying that she's the great mother, not Demeter. See that? So we have a contradiction going on. Who's right? Who's wrong? And something that I'll just add here for the people that say that the netter were not also physical. We here at the teachings of MAAT know, according to the records of our ancestors, not because we're interpreting them that way, according to what they said in their papyruses, that the Netiru or the netter were also physical beings. They weren't just metaphors, allegories, principles, concepts. They were also physical beings. And once again, we have what's called here a Shanu, which is a MetaNetter name for cartouche. And within the Shanu, we have Auset's name right here. So in order to be inside of a Shanu, you had to be ruling at some point. You didn't just get your name in the Shanu. You had to be a ruler. You had to be leading the nation at some point. And we can get into that at another question, or you can ask Saba that, because there's an answer for that too, why her name is in here. I just want to point that out, that this proves that at one point, Auset was also a physical being, just from this one MetaNetter word. And then we have the oracle down there, and it says, if I am the father of the matrix, she would undoubtedly be its mother. Its mother. Why? Because matrix creates the word, is from the word mother. Matrix is from the word mother. See that? Everything connects. Okay, this is gonna hurt some of my sister's feelings. I don't call you queen. Queen is not a term of endearment. Let me say that again. And I know Saba's gone over this, but it has to be reiterated constantly because it just has to. So, queen is not a term of endearment. You want to be like her? The lizard queen? The queen is not a term of endearment. So let me show you why the queen is not a term of endearment. We're going to go over to page 92 of my book, Freedom Through God's Word. And this actually reminds me, I am giving away one soft copy of my book to members only. People contacted me that aren't members. This is for members. If you're members of the teachings of MAAT, or if you haven't become a member now, or you haven't become a member yet, I suggest you do. But for members that are members right now, I'm giving away a free copy of a soft copy. I will mail it to you. I will take care of everything. I will send it to you. Just leave a message at our website, or you can contact Scribe. We'll just figure out a way to get you the book. Okay, so why don't I call our sisters queens? So now this part is speaking directly to my conscious queens, the women who want to have a man treat her as royalty. And in itself, there's nothing wrong with that. But we must remember what type of greatness we are defining ourselves by. Ours or theirs? Theirs meaning the Tomahus, the European standard. There are billions of beautiful goddesses walking around claiming to be enlightened and still describing themselves by the Caucasian version of refinement. This is a tragedy. Do you remember some pages back where I showed you the etymology of the word woman? Well, at the bottom, it mentions queen to mean female human being. After breaking down what human means earlier, I doubt any of my females reading this would want to be associated as one. Not when you can be a god or a goddess. However, let's look at the etymology for the word queen. Queen is a woman, a low-born woman, from Old English quin, woman, also female serf or servant. A hussy, a prostitute. Focus on the prostitute. A queen is a prostitute. Queeno is also a wife. So the wife is attached to a prostitute also. So these words are not terms of endearment. Unless you're a prostitute, hey, do your thing. I'm not knocking prostitutes. All I'm saying, they're not for me. I never had to pay for it. But if that's your thing, okay, that's your thing. But I'm just letting you know, if you want the knowledge and you wanna be true to yourself, calling yourself a queen is the same as calling yourself a hoe or a prostitute. So still consider yourself a low-born woman, a prostitute, a queen. This is what happens when we allow Caucasians to help us write our history. This was a movie, Queen. Some of you might have seen it, from 1993. It got almost 10 stars, 7.6 out of 10. That's how much people liked it. 4 hours, 42 minutes. There we have the queen. We have it right there. A plantation owner's son falls in love with a slave named Easter. This is a whole class in itself. Remember this guy? The guy that wrote the biography of Malcolm X, and he made the Roots. He made that. It was a big television event back in the 70s called Roots. Right? Well, he also wrote Queen, but he didn't just write Queen by himself. Who did he write it with? He wrote it with David Stevens. And who's David Stevens? David Stevens is a Hebrew. He's a Yehudi. People call me an anti-Semite. No, they're just controlling our minds. That's the truth. Okay? I don't care if they were green, purple. I don't even care if they were black. If it was blacks doing what they're doing, I'd be calling them out too. But here's your queen. Your queen is a slave named Easter who falls in love. And it was written by Mr. Alex Haley, the author of Roots. So this was produced as a miniseries back in 1993 after the death of Alex Haley, the author who got famous off of the conscious community classic Roots. He's also known for writing a book about Malcolm X too. I will go deeper into Mr. Haley in another book that is based on Jewish control and their consistent influence on black people. Queen was about his grandmother, who supposedly has a gravesite in the state of Tennessee. Queen was born from a rape relationship between her mother, who was a slave, and a plantation rapist owner. After the abolition of slavery, the sperm donor that impregnated her mother would not acknowledge her and kicked her off his land. So I'm just going to stop there because it goes on. I just wanted to give you a little bit right there. So I will not be calling any of the sisters in the future, from this point on, my queens. So this is a statue of what's being labeled ISIS. It's being labeled ISIS, and it's found in the tomb of an official who served Nasu. Nasu is the proper name for one of the proper names. There's many titles, but one of the famous proper names in the Meta Netter that's being called Pharaoh now. And this is Pharaoh Amasis. How many people are cat? Let me know how many ones you see. Everybody, give me a 1 if you ever heard of Pharaoh Amasis before. Give me a 1 if you haven't. Give me a 2. Excuse me. Give me a 1 if you have. Give me a 2 if you haven't. If you've heard of Pharaoh Amasis.
They ain't popping up yet. There they go, twos. Two. All
Yeah,
twos.
I never heard of him. Thank you for your honesty too. I never heard of him before was creating this presentation. There's so much to learn, not enough time, and I'm glad that I get a chance to bring somebody out and honor him, hail him, because he's not one of the popular Ramoses or Rameses or Ramses or the Atmoses or the Tetis or the Pepis or the Onases, but he was one of our people, and he was ruling at some point during the 570, 526 BC. So do not let this date fool you. This goddess is much older than 570 BC. So remember, tiny disc and horns. According to the Met Museum description, this created Aphrodite. You see the beautiful Neteret holding what in her hand? The symbol of life, the Ankh. Before we move forward with the true name of this fertility goddess, I want to show you how much more our enemy values our ancestors than us. This is from the Los Angeles Times. It's dated October 30th, 2012. It's by Deborah Vaniken. So statue sets world record for ancient Egyptian work at Christie's. Statue sets world record for ancient Egyptian work at Christie's. An ancient Egyptian sculpture standing just a little more than 2 feet high made big waves at Christie's last week. A sandstone statue of the goddess Isis set the world record for an ancient Egyptian artwork, selling for a whopping $5 million. Excuse me. Yes, $5,934,430. They didn't even include the cents.
72 cents.
Oh, you can. Okay, the arrow's blocking it. I can't see it. Thank you. So almost 6 million. We'll just say 6 million. We'll round it up. $6 million. This London sculptor dealer Daniel Katz purchased the Isis statue for his private collection. Katz. I wonder what name that is. Katz. Do I have a Dr. Katz? London sculptor dealer Daniel Katz purchased this Isis statue for his private collection. $6 million. $6 million. So I want to say this. I want to say what we value the most, we will pay for, no matter the price. I'll say it again. What we value the most, we will pay for, no matter the price. No matter the price. If it's valuable to you, and it's valuable to me, and we want it now, and we have the means to have it now, we will pay for it. We will pay for it. So this sculptor here, I don't know how much net worth he has, but $6 million for this statue here must be worth a lot more to him than it is to, I don't know, who's some of the wealthy, conscious people, who just any wealthy blacks, Dr. Dre, anyone that could just Billionaire blacks, Dr. Dre. Is he spending $6 million on this? No. Because our focus is totally turned in the opposite direction. What used to be valued is now taken for granted. What used to be valued is taken for granted. But the people that are controlling not only our minds, they're controlling our physical reality too. And I'm not ashamed to say this, I admit it. I know at any second this internet could shut down right now and I have no control over it. No matter how hard I stammer and stamp my feet, Dr. Katz and his people are still in control. But the good news is, me and the brothers up here, sisters and brother members in the chat, are striving to change that paradigm for us. And we want your help out there. We know there are those of you out there that want to help us, but you might, whatever it is, let's be honest, it might be fear, there might be finances, there might be whatever it is. But I'm telling you, the difference between Dr. Katz and his tribe and our tribe, because tribe just means family, is that they're willing to protect what's valuable to them by any means. So hopefully in the near future, we can create something for you that you could take on that same mindset, so that when you see us presenting week after week with our discipline and our consistency and our energy and our positive nature, you will start emulating their nature and start protecting and valuing us more than just with your words. Because it always takes action. So let's get to the true name, because that was mentioned before. The Greek philosopher Apophyllus called Isis' true name Queen Isis. So let's start breaking down this true name. So first, some etymology. So we have the word true here, and it means, I'm going to come down to the Proto-Indo-European. That's what pi stands for. It says Drew, Druo, and it means to be firm, solid, steadfast. It means to be firm, solid, steadfast, true. So how do we know if what we are being told is true? How do we know? So we see that tree also comes from the root for true, which is to be firm, solid, and steadfast. See that? I know it's a little small, but I'll read it for you. One of the meta words for tree was Techet. It meant the sacred pillar or tree trunk, which was worshipped in certain parts of the Delta in pre-dynastic times, and with which the backbone of Osiris was subsequently identified. The Techet also was the divine word, the divine speech, what we're giving to you tonight. Because it is your speech, it is your thoughts that create either a man with a tree trunk of a spine, or a man that, as we've heard before in modern English language, a man that's spineless, a coward. Okay? And before I move forward, I just want to show you down here from the pectoral amulet of Tutankhamun, the great Tutankhamun, hail to you. We see two figures here flanking the backbone of Osiris, or the Techet. We have Nebhet on the left, and we have Auset on the right. And you can see that they are protecting him protecting him with their wings. We're going to get deeper into that. They're protecting him. And by protecting him, they are uplifting him in his spine to keep him erect. Because think about it. Before we found this knowledge here, before we learned about the Medu-Neter and even got deeper into what a lot of people still call ancient Egypt, it was real easy to fall back into our thoughts, right? And think negative. And if somebody tried to encourage us in our communities, oh man, you're arrogant, man. Hey man, why you doing that? You're just a nigga. Hey man, blah 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 blah. All this negative energy, right? So if you're constantly going through that year after year, you're not going to be able to stand firm on your own if all else fails, like a solid tree trunk. And that's why I always emphasize our women are our protection and providers, because your encouragement gives us this weekly motivation to come back, and to give you the divine speech and words, so it becomes a reciprocated relationship. So nobody's ever taking or giving too much. It's always staying in balance and rotating like a wheel. So this may surprise you. When you look up the etymology of name, it says word by which a person or thing is denoted. I'm going to skip down to the Proto-Indo-European root, and it says no men. I didn't make this up. This is coming from the online etymology dictionary. What created the English word name was the root no men. No men. No men. No men. The origin or etymology of name is no men. I suggest you watch our upload on Teach's MAAT YouTube channel called From Humans to Gods, a teaching from freedom through God's word, which is now being shadow banned. Because we do not call ourselves humankind, we don't call ourselves men. Our ancestors never called themselves men, they called themselves neters. They called themselves what the English word now is calling God. I'm going to get to that very soon. To call yourself a man or a woman is to hate yourself. I'm saying that now. When you consider yourself a neter and a god, you are ready to take action, do anything that needs to be done, even sacrifice. And yes, men do that, but they do that for the tamahus. What black man or woman does that today? The true name. True name equals a firm, stable goddess and God. Let me say that again. True name equals a firm, stable goddess or God. I know a lot of you know about the etymology of God, so this is for the future yous that are out there listening right now. God, no, did not originate in the Bible, or the Babel as I call it, the babbling book. The English word God, I'm going to go all the way down to the Proto-Indo-European root, comes from gut, it's a German word, gut. And it's from the root goo, like gooey, goo, and it means to call and invoke. Very important you remember this for later on in the presentation. It means to call and invoke. That's what God means. God means to call and invoke. What's another word for call? What's another word for call? The etymology of call, version noun, is from the 14th century. It means a loud cry. It also means the cry or note of a songbird. So it means a loud cry or the cry or note of a soundbird. Very interesting. When we look at the Medu-Neter, the Techeti or Techet Urit, it's the great word personified, a form of Isis, of Busiris. Busiris. another form of trickery so that we don't connect the dots, but I'm going to connect it for you right now. Before I do that, I want to show you a glyph right here. You see the sparrow. The great Sabatahuti had his pod class this week. He actually went over this, showed a great video of these birds working in unification and unison. If we had just 5 of those bird spirits, none of us would have to go to our boring and depressing jobs tomorrow. None of us would have to depend on a bank account. We just had 5 of those bird spirit, or kus, as our ancestor called the spirit. But right here is the sparrow. You see the sparrow is above what is known as the mouth, which creates the word Ra, or light, or voice frequency, sound vibration. The great word. So Isis right now is being compared to a bird from Busiris. What is Busiris, also known as Mendes? It is Tichet, but they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that Isis is of the backbone of Osiris. If her, quote unquote, I'm just going to use it just for meaning, if her man, if her netter does not have a backbone that's firm and steadfast like a tree trunk, he'll become spineless and weak. And our ancestors, our great Netteret, knew this. We're going to get into the crying part very soon. But now you know, when you come across the word, those of you that are in the Medu class, I don't know if you went over it yet, but Busiris is the proper name for Busiris. That's a Greek name for the town, for the place, is Tichet. This is not even the interesting part yet. So the etymology of call means a loud cry, the cry or note of a bird. A note or notes is pertaining to music, a song. Melopomene, or the Greek daughter of Zeus, and Mnemosyne, that was a Greek goddess, that was her mother, and they said her name meant memory. She directs, taking this straight from the goddess or Netteret, Sekhmet, ancient Egyptian goddess, is now called a songstress or female singer in English. So Melopomene is now in English called a songstress. Let's see if we can continue building a connection to the true name of Isis. So this is Nesu Tutankhamun, and he's represented by the Nekebet and the Uwachit. It's the protective eyes of Ra. See that on his brow? We have what's being called the cobra, which is a Uwachit, and the Nekebet is the vulture. Okay? We have Osset and Nebhet being his eyes. Before we get back to the etymology of call and singing, before we get back to the etymology of call and singing females' connection to the birds and their children, this is from a great website I highly recommend called The Collector, even though it doesn't let you download his pictures. But still a great website. And we're gonna get to this Sahu, or now called a sarcophagus, but the Medu word for sarcophagus, one of the words, because in Kemet, when you got one word, you got multiple meanings, and for multiple meanings, you have multiple titles and names too. So we're gonna get to this soon. This is Sahu, or sarcophagus of Rameses III. And over here is an akebit, a vulture that is protecting her young. Protecting her right now from the sun, it looks like, because you can see the shadow is keeping the little Nekebit. Cool. So the mother protects with her wings, and I'm not going to show it here tonight, but these wings also scare off predators. Predators like the golden wolf or the sob. Another word for golden wolf, sob, and kemet. So this is about 7 or 8 feet wingspan, and it terrifies predators, some predators, but also forms protection. If you come over here to the left side of the screen, you see Auset's wings again. You see her wings coming out, flanking the light, or the gold collar. This is a gold collar of gold, the noob. But gold also represented light. She is a protector of light, of Ra, of the male energy. The male-female energy, but mainly the male energy of Ra, dealing with the Nasu, which was Ramses III. See that? Let's take a closer look at Tut Sahu. This is Tut. So when we go back here, remember this is Ramses III Sahu. This is Tut. So all the Nasus are in agreement with our females being our protector. And in this society, it's the male that's being emphasized as a protector. Yes, in some aspects, especially the physical aspect, the male is a protector, but that's a whole nother class. So let's take a closer look at Tut Sahu. This is Tut. The goddesses represent support and protection when in their natural state of mind. So I can't go out there tonight and meet a sister at a club and expect her to protect my mind. The goddesses represent support and protection when in their natural state of mind, completely free of the matrix mentally. The ancestors knew this and thus highlighted it in their artwork, as we see here with Tutankhamun, Ast, or Auset, which is Isis's proper name. Nekebet is Nebhet, surround him with their feathers. The MAAT. You can see here, this is a close-up of their feathers, and you see the two goddesses flanking him on either side, holding tightly, wrapping around his spine. Wrapping around his spine. Whether in the physical form or subatomic, our female's energy protect us, which is known as a he, or eternity. The vulture, Nekebet, this is the vulture glyph down here. I know it's small. Unfortunately, I can't zoom into Google Slides. But the vulture down here is the wings over here, and also the vulture that I showed you in the previous slide called Nekebet. So here's a Nekebet here. Another name for the Nekebet is the Met, or the Mut, which means mother, which creates the original matrix. Not this matrix we're in, this is the second matrix, the original matrix, which was Kemet. And the Mut, or the Mutut, is also known as your mate, which is being called wives today. But the ancestors called them their Mut, because our mates were females. And just like our mothers, they were here to provide and to protect us. Now, mother also, when we go to the Proto-Indo-European, means mater, meter, Maati, and Maha, and Ma'a. Maati. We go to Budge's Volume 1 Dictionary, page 272. We look up Maati, and what do we get? We get the two goddesses here over what? The net. The net over everything. Everything. This symbol here stands for everything, because all the nutrients, the food, everything that Kemet needed for resources was put into these these large vessels, these huge vessels. They put everything in there, grains, everything, cords, ropes, everything. So the two goddesses, Nekebet and Aset, the two goddesses that flank or wrap around and protect the spine of their Osiris, are everything to him. The two goddesses of truth. They're the two goddesses of truth because they're living for Ma'at exclusively. They're not living for Ma'at part-time. They're not living for Ma'at 80% of the time. Yes, you can live for Ma'at 100% of the time mentally in your mind. You can get there, yes. So the two goddesses of truth, Isis and Nebhet, who assisted at the Great Judgment. The Great Judgment, again, that would be another question that you could ask our great Saba. What is the Great Judgment? So let's get back to the Sahu of Ramses III. I can't see the chat. I don't know if I'm even connected still. Arcat, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you good, brother. Shout out to Cash Pete, and he says, great presentation. Can't wait to go back and watch it from the beginning.
Shout out to Cash Pete. We appreciate you. All right, so we're back at Ramses III. And yes. I have reasons. I'm not gonna talk about it now, but I'm very appreciative of one of his brothers. Very appreciative. Further connecting the son to his mother, the Samut. The first relationship for the so-called black man was with his protective mother that nourished him. The first relationship for the so-called black man was with his protective mother that nourished him, even after death. This does not stop. The protection goes in a circle, because eternity is the physical realm too. Okay, so this is the Sahu, and this is the lid. This is the great lid. I'm going to show you a 3D model of that briefly, of the lid of Ramses III. Look how giant this is. This is amazing. This is massive. Oh, it didn't let me do it. Hold on. Let me go back here. Let me see. I might have to do it this way. So this is, this is the coffin lid of Ramses III, Rameses. You can see the birth of light. You can see the Ra Nemes in it. Okay, so let's get to his lid. This is the museum. Actually, let me give you the website. The website is fitzmuseum.cam.acuk. And if you want the link, I can give you that too. All right, here's the 3D model. Let's see if it's going to let me blow this up. It's got to load it up. Let me see if I can, okay, let's do this. There we go. So this is the 3D model. Look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. Now you're not going to be able to see it perfect because I can't tilt it all the way forward like I like, but I'm going to get it almost there. Okay, so we see on the left, we see Nebhet. We see on the right, we see Ast or Aset, right? And then I'm showing this because I want you to pay attention to their hands. So even in physical death, what's being called physical death. It's really your rebirth to unlimited life. You see their two hands? They're holding his waist, but they're supporting his spine with their other hands. You can't see them, but their hands are on the cleft or on the crack, as they say, crack of his back, and their other hands are on his waist, propelling him, holding him up. Holding him up. This is so beautiful. I can't even imagine this. You know, I take that back. I can imagine this. I can. But it's this is what we can have. And it seems like in this life that we're living now, it seems, man, this is good to learn, man. This is great knowledge. I could go kick it to my family, and they think I'm smart and intelligent now. And but we got, this is a lot of work. It's gonna be work you've never ever. We can't even fathom the work it's gonna take. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. And I want this really bad. The brothers on the panel want this really bad. The sisters and the brothers in the chat, the members want it really bad. And we're going to build this again. And so that our youth could start burying themselves like this once again by emulating us. So when we turn it over, look what's on the inside. Who's that on the inside? Who's that on the inside? Can't really see it, but I'm going to tell you it right here that I'm circling. That is ass. So when Ramses' body was placed in here, he was looking up in eternity to his mother, to Aset, to what's now being called Isis, who was standing on lights. See that? So when Ramses' body was placed in his Sahu, for eternity, he gets to be with his mother, looking up at her. That is, I don't know any coffins. I've never heard of this before. I don't know any culture before ours that was doing this. And I don't hear any cultures today that have all the money in the world, like this country, I'm in the United States, that are doing this, even the billionaires. They might be. Somebody could look that up and let me know, and I'll correct myself. Okay. So we'll get back to the presentation here. So that is a little bit about Nasu Ramses III and his connection to his mother. So Heru connects to Aset, not Isis. Okay. So we're going to get to it. Heru, or the abbreviation of Heru, is Her, which means a lot of things, but it also stands for Horus. What's being called Horus is really Heru, which comes from the word her. That's why you see this glyph here. This is the Heru glyph. It's the face glyph, and that creates the Heri. The Heri a bit. The Heri a bit is the heart. The heart over the feminine energy. And the Sha'it. Some of you in there, there's a Sesh Sha'it out there. There's two of them for now. But there's a Sesh Sha'it out there. Sister, you are part of something. You're part of an energy that is part of the literal creation of the universe, which Rupert Sheldrake, the physicist, calls the morphic resonance or the morphic fields, which are passing through our bodies right now as I speak, and through the planet. Okay, very powerful. We see the female's energy over here. We see the cobra, or the serpent as they call it. This always stands for the goddesses. And again, you already saw this before, but I want you to see it again so the connection builds. The Heri Ibit Sha'it means the name of a serpent on the royal crown. See that? name of a serpent on a royal crown. The AHATI. The AHATI is a sacred tree. We learned that the chichet is also the word for a tree trunk or tree. The AHATI. Who's this Asian man? Who's this Asian guy here? Who's this? Chow Yun Fat? No. This is the original face of Heru. This being was physical and was an inspiration to one of the scribes that carved him into one of the temples forever so that we could see it today. Does this look like the average black man that we consider black? See, here's a psyop now and a division. That's why we can't judge each other by what we look like. It's a mindset. And he's got those eyes. He's got what would be called Asian eyes. And this is known as the Heru, a god. And up above him is what? What's above him? Above his brain or skull is the female energy, the bread loaf. Okay? So the Heru or the Herit is the skull top of the head. You see the Heru there? You see it's above the skull, which is over here, the head of the Cometian, which is above their frequency or their tone inflection or the voice or the words that they say to another person that's being controlled by the feminine energy. Now, you see that your thoughts are always in your control first. Even if we don't realize we could control our thoughts, we're just mainly, somebody hasn't taught us to organize our thoughts. And then if we're still not doing it after that, we're just plain lazy. That's just what it comes down to. But the light which comes from the morphic fields, as I've taught about in the past, which are the quantum fields, you could call them quantum fields too, energy fields, light fields, bring the thoughts in to our neurons, which are in our brains, which start creating the connections to the images that we take in from our cones and rods in our eyes, from the receptors in our eyes, light receptors. And then we get split-second time to take a hold of that thought and make it a part of our reality, or we can discard it. So, for example, if somebody said, "AHATI, you talk too much, man. You talk too much about yourself, man." And I take that to heart. I've taken that person's other thought that isn't an asset to me, because obviously this works because Cash Peter said that he's going to go rewind this and listen to this again. A person wouldn't do that if they weren't interested in what you're saying. But if I don't believe what Cash Peter says, because I've been there before where people would encourage me and I didn't believe them because I've been taught since a child to not be encouraged and I was called all types of crazy names. If I don't believe that and I take the other person's thought in, my tone could change. It could change to a tone like this, where I look to the right-hand side of the screen and I say, the mother and son is the God and the God connection, yo. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? It's the mother and the son. I could talk like that. And I'm not sure, I've never had Saba this, but I don't even remember how I used to talk prior to meeting him. I possibly was talking like this and I don't remember. Oh, the mother and son. But I don't talk like that anymore. I never want to talk like that again, and I won't. Because I don't take in the light that's negative, that doesn't belong to me. So we have a choice to take in our thoughts or not. Once they come inside our head, we begin working on them and refining those images with our previous past memories. And then when we speak to somebody else and share with them, it comes out in our tone inflection. It comes out in our frequency. The Harriet asked. See that? Auset's name. Harriet asked is the goddess. Once again, the Harry is above your frequency. The light is your frequency, which is above what's known as Pet or called heaven today, which created this biblical heaven, is called Pet in Kemet. That's this right here. It's also known as the Nut. And above Nut is what? Is these energy fields. So you literally can tap into these fields in your dreams, but that's a whole nother class. And then we have the her, which is a relationship. So in order for me to have a great relationship with a female that's following Ma'at, with her ib, and has broken out of the matrix through my assistance, we can have a great relationship. We can have a great relationship only because we all know our roles and we're taking in thoughts that are coming from ancestors that practice this tens of thousands of years prior to us. And I always say that I didn't invent any of this. All I'm doing is utilizing it and using it to my benefit. So I follow this just how they wrote it. And as long as I do that and not veer off to left and right with my conjecture and opinions, we are good. The Herit is, see, and now here's a matrix I'm going to show you. So Budge is saying the Herit is the female counterpart of Horus. Counterpart is not the correct word here. It is used because of the etymology link to Ishtar or Inanna. Counterpart means she's your opposite. A counterpunch is the opposite punch. Counterpart. Our females are not the opposite of us. Our females are our connection. So this isn't the correct word. But the Herit also means a relationship. It means a relationship with not only the feminine energy, but with our physical females as well, in positive relationships. Here's that word again, the abit. The abit. Remember the Herit? Let me go back because you might have forgotten what it is. So we have the Herit. See the abit there? Herit abit shait. So the abit is the name of a serpent of the royal crown. So it's also a name. The abit is also a name of a serpent of a royal crown. We're going to get to some of these glyphs soon that you see here on the screen. Here's the final connection to the mother-son relationship that produces Natiru. No men. Because they are attached to a fertility frequency through their names or Ren, which is the vibrational connection from light land to our brains, to our physical actions throughout her day. Let hekau begin. The light from the east brings protective energy. So I did a class. Forgive me, I can't remember what the title was right now. I believe it was a couple classes back. And I talked a lot about the septite. The septite is, one of the meanings for the septite is solstice. Well, they're saying solstice. When you go look up solstice, it goes back to what's being called Isis. They're calling one of Isis's names Sotet. Sotet is being called Sothis. And they're saying she's the queen of the 36 decans. The 36 decans. If you want to know what that is, it'd be a great question for Saba. Here we have the triangle. Whenever you see the triangle here, remember this is dealing with Set, which is now being called Isis. And here we have her star, the 5-pointed star. That's a whole nother teaching in itself. Again, with the bread loaf for the feminine energy. We have the septite again. It means a woman or goddess with a child. A woman or goddess with a child that's dealing with Set. One of them is dealing with Set and Heru. We have the Septu Heru Abit. Septu Heru Abit. And we have the god Sept. And the eastern Horus, or the eastern Heru. This is dealing with what's being called Orion's belt, or Sa, Sept, and Septu, which is the light family, or the family of Asar, Oset, and Heru in Lightland, or what's being called Orion's belt today. Again, we have the triangle, the isosceles triangle. And why does Aset mean east? Or her name Sept related to the term east? It's because we're dealing with what's called the ben or the b in the abit. The b is also known as the ben, which is the left-facing foot. The left-facing foot facing the rising light. The rising light on its standard. We can get into standards in the future. That's a great topic. But Aset is known as the Eastern Star. And it's because of these original glyphs that's dealing with the Ben and dealing with the rising light. Okay, the Septu, Heru, Abit. Building connections between the mother and son. And here's the connection. Ast Septit. Isis plus solstice. But they're getting solstice from Isis. And we know that Isis, her true name is Aset. And we know that the true name for Ceres, or Orion's mate in Lightland, or in Orion's belt, the Sirius star, the Metanetter word was Septet. So here's a connection between Aset and Septet. See the throne, see the star, see the fertility, see the hekau, see the energy in the place. So again, the etymology of call means a loud cry, the cry or note of a bird. A note or notes is pertaining to music. Some of you might be saying, AHATI's jumping all around, man. It's getting confusing. This is just how I teach. This is the only way right now I know how to do it. I apologize to those that are new that might be very confused by now, but I hope I'm doing my best. So the etymology of call means a loud cry, the cry or note of a bird. A note or notes is pertaining to music, a song, Melopone, or the Greek daughter of Zeus. Mnemosyne, his memory, is now called a songstress or female singer in English. Let's wrap up this connection to the true name of Isis. Is there a connection between Aset and a female singer? Let's see. Again, we have the Abit. And what do we have here? We have the singing goddess. Aset was known as the singing goddess. All the goddesses out there that love to sing, you're following MAAT, you are Aset. Abet means the goddess of the east. See that? The goddess of the east. So Aset is the original female singer, not the Greek songstress, Manaphopoem, or whatever her name is. It was Abit, or Abit. The singing goddess of the east. Okay, we haven't even gotten to a little Metanetter now. So I'm going to take you to the gods of the Egyptians. We're almost finished here. I'm going to take you to the gods of the Egyptians. Volume 2, pages bottom of 168 to the middle of 170. If you don't have this book yet, I highly recommend it. You can, if you can't, if there's some reason you don't have it and you want to have it, it's definitely online too for free. So I am going to read pages, the bottom of 168 to the middle of 170. says, and this is called the hymn to Osiris. This is the hymn to Osiris. It's one of the many stories about Aset and her protective hekau. It says, hath made his sister his protection, driving away foes, turning back. Let me blow this up a little bit. Driving away foes, the cur, turning back evil. Hap, uttering the word with the power of her mouth. See that? The Karu Mku Rez. The Karu Mku Rez. Uttering the word with the power of her mouth. Talking about Aset here. Perfect of tongue, not erring of speech. The Metu, just like the Metu Netter, the Medu Netter, not erring of speech, operating by decree. She's operating by command. She's operating by command and word. There's a difference. Asked, see that? It says asked. Isis. The strong one. The strong one. The Nechet. You might see the logo, it says Netchem MAAT. The Nech was in Nechet, means the avenger. The avenger of her brother. Aset was the avenger of her brother. And I notice this a lot in the conscious communities. There's a lot of soft people in the conscious communities. They think that because we have intelligence that we have to be soft. We don't have to be soft. We have every right to avenge or gain vengeance if needed. Because this is what our ancestors did. I know some people are going to say, well, does it make it right because your ancestors did it that you get? And I say, yes. And if you want to know why, I can explain it to you later. So Aset was the Nechet, or the avenger of her brother, which was Asar or Osiris. She sought him without weariness. She was excited. She wasn't tired or exhausted, even when she was. She kept on going. She went round about this earth. I don't know the particularities of the measurements of the earth in mileage, but I know it's pretty large. She went round about this earth in sorrow, not alighted she. She didn't find him without finding him. She made light with her feathers, her hair. You see that? The arit, we're dealing with perception. The shoot, M shoot S. The rit shoot M shoot S. She made the light with her feathers, dealing with the scales of the judgment of the Netiru, where your heart's being weighed against the feather shoe. Because the point that this is making is saying that your thoughts are controlling your vibration, but it's controlling your feelings as well. So somebody may say something to me that gets underneath my skin, and depending how I dwell on this feeling that comes up, because it's going to come up, it's going to determine, quote unquote, how light my vibration is, or this term lighthearted comes from. Because the light is another word for light in the Medu Netter is ku, which means intelligence or information, consciousness. So she made light with her hair. The same consciousness that made her hair, she's now making conscious creations. She made light with her feathers, comparing her to a bird. Comparing her to the Nekebet, the vulture. The Kepert, Nefem Tenahu, making to win with her wings. She made cries. You see that, sister? She made cries. The Rit Henu. And what's the word for Henu? The sister knows the word for Henu. The Henu means hail, hail, hail. That's another word for hail in English, is the hen. But it also means to cry out. Remember from the etymology? It also means to cry out, to invoke. So she made cries, the writ. First she had to perceive, she had to bring the information, the energy in from the light, and then she started to cry out. At the briar, the briar is the MAAT, which is the sahu, or what's being called the coffin today, the bed of her mate, the great Asar. She made cries of her brother, the Senes. She raised up from inactivity the one still of heart. So she raised up Asar, the one still of heart, from inactivity. Almost finished. Zoom in here. It says she extracted his seed. She made the hair. She extracted his seed. Again, to make something deals with our perception, deals with our light, deals with information. His seed, the mu'ef, the part of him that exists in the subatomic realm as well as this, the light realm. So she's using her information, she's using her energy to create her child from the mentality and the physicality of her mate, Osiris, the Shetet. That's been talked about often, by the brothers lately, by the Scribe and Saba, the Shet. Go back and watch their presentations. They were great. The Shetet. She suckled. The same word, the Shetet, it's not here. That means vagina. Also means to suckle. Suckle the penis. The babe, the Neken. In solitariness, not known is his place wherein she reared. It's hidden. Him, his hand is mighty within the house of Geb, the house, the Het-Seb, the house of the planet, the Paut, the 9 original Natiru. Rejoice at the coming of Osiris's son, Asar Sa Heru, established of heart. So Heru is being created with the mighty hand in the firm and established of heart. Something, the men means something firm, and the Ib is a heart, it's a firm heart. He's being created with an established hand that can direct and a firm heart. The Makaru, whose word is absolute. Because when you have standards, which this means, the Ma, it's what the Natiru stand on. When you have standards, you can be confident that your word is your quote-unquote bond, as we used to say. That your word is absolute, because you're not worrying about telling a lie or using conjecture or your own opinion. The Makaru. The son of Isis, or Ast, the hair of Osiris. And it goes on. But I'm going to stop there and recommend this. This is a great story, the hymn to Osiris. So you see that? It goes back to wings. She made cries. Let me see if it's not it. Okay, so the etymology of God, remember, means to call and evoke. The etymology of call, which is from God, means what? A loud cry, the cry or note of a bird. Make sense now? So the goddesses, what defines today the English word God, which is in this story Auset, means to call out, which means to cry. The Arit Henu. And her cries are more like hails. It's the same as if one of my brothers here on the panel, something tragic happened to them. I wouldn't be crying like a crybaby, being scared and terrified. My cries would turn into hails of vengeance. And I'm saying it now. My cries would turn into cries, quote unquote, hails, the Henu, of vengeance, looking to avenge my brother Arkad, looking to avenge my brother Scribe, just like my moots are set. So remember, in the beginning of this presentation, I mentioned, do not let this date 570 BC fool you. Let's date the earliest mentions found of Auset from the hymn of Osiris. It's 2400, these are approximates, 2400 to 2300 BC. And it's from, what I just read to you, is from the subterranean room wall in Great Nasu Teti's tomb in the Saqqara Pyramid. Okay. All right, the final part is part 2. And we're almost done here. To bring all the connection together to the magical power, what's being called magical, the hekau power, is the blood of Auset, the hekau protection. We're dealing with the Tet, known as the Tet Auset, or as the Met Museum calls it, the Tit Isis Knot amulet. And it's from 1550 to 1275 BC. It's very small, so I'll read it for you. It says, the Tit symbol, pronounced Teet, illustrates a knotted piece of cloth whose early meaning is unknown. But in the New Kingdom, it was early associated with the goddess Isis. So they're saying the early meaning is unknown. Well, I'm going to show you the early meaning. They're not going to get away with that. But to the average person that's going to read that, when you read this whenever, they're going to say, oh, okay, unknown. But in the New Kingdom, it was clearly associated with the goddess Isis, the great magician and wife of Osiris. By this time, the Tet was also associated with the blood of Isis. The Tet sign was considered a potent symbol of protection in the afterlife, and the Book of the Dead specifies that the Tet be made of blood red stone, which is now called carnelian or jasper. This is like this example, placed at the deceased back of the neck. The knots were widely used as amulets because the Egyptians believed they bound and released magic. Okay, so when we go to the Medu Neter, we see that it's an amulet, symbolic of the uterus of Auset. If you pull out these two arms here, it also forms an ankh, which gives life. The menstrual, I'm going to get into it just very, 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 very briefly, that our female's menstruation is the catalyst for life here in the physical realm and in the quantum. So the greatness of the At, of the ancestors, was the association of what we see, Ma'at, and what we feel, the Ib. So both make connections here in the physical realm and in the next called Lightland and Subatomic. So here we have the Medu Neter words Senef. And Senef means blood. I'm going to show you this very soon, what this glyph is. Some of you remember from my last teaching. We have the worm here. We're dealing with worm. wormholes, as they call it today in science, which is dealing with physics, and again with the quantum realm. The Senef means blood, though. The Senefer means to beautify, to please, to make happy, to decorate a tomb. This is beautiful over here on the right. The goddess, the Neteret, is looking Nefer. A tomb with texts and drawings. To please the heart. See that? To please the heart. Senefer. Why? Because the heart pumps blood. To gratify. We're in the Purim Heru, chapter CLVI, page 227. This is Budge's Purim Heru, Papyrus of Ani. It's line 1. It says the chapter of a buckle, Re En Tet. It starts off with what? Your name. Ren is your name in the Medu Neter. It's dealing with the mouth glyph, the R. It's dealing with Nu, which is a water ripple, which translates into light and sound frequency. Light and sound frequency. The Ren, that is your name. It is composed of sound and light, light and sound. That's who you really are. Not Bob Johnson, Jacoby Miles, whatever it is. Joe Bojangles, whatever. The chapter of a buckle is what? This Medu word means tet, right? Remember from before? They're calling it a buckle. We're going to get to that. It's not a buckle. It's not just a buckle. Let me put it like that. There's a deeper meaning to it, of course. So it's the chapter of a buckle of carnelian. Saith. The tet, we learned before, the tet also means what? Our voice. The sound frequency. It's our word, our speech, the divine word, the tet. Which creates the tichet. Saith Osiris Ani, triumphant. There's the Makaru again. Because when you hail, and have a powerful voice, and you're powerfully hailing, and you're powerfully encouraging one another, you got to be victorious. That's why I tell the brothers here, I say we will not fail. This is one of the reasons we won't. The Makaru. Over here we have the blood of Isis, the Senef and Oset. See that? The Senef. There's that glyph there. Looks like it's pouring out something. It says the blood of Oset. Blood of Oset. Hekau and Oset, Kut in Oset. The blood of Isis, the enchantments of Isis, the power of Isis. Her Heka. Her eternal frequency, her eternal great energy that encourages her brothers, that encourages her sisters, that first and foremost encourages herself every morning and encourages herself and hails herself when she goes to sleep. That is creating her power. The watch it, certain pensar betau f pu. See the watch it there? I showed you I'll watch it multiple times. That is a serpent. Just go over it real quickly. It is our protection. It is the female energy that protects us. It is the chief. It is the leader that's destroying what is abomination to it. So whatever comes into our vicinity, Isfet, the Sebawu, the Hemamet, the Henti, the second, there's multiple names for that negative, chaotic energy that wants to destroy what I'm teaching right now. Whenever that comes in, I can always count on Offset. Shall be said, chapter this over, a buckle. So what does the buckle really mean? The etymology of buckle means a mouth. The tet is a mouth. It's the original tampon, if you want to call it that. So in the physical meaning of it is to assist in menstrual and soaking up the menstrual blood. The original tampon dealing with the mouth, which is another word for vagina. But it's also dealing with the mouth that's on our heads right now too. Double meanings, always double meanings, duality in Kemet. The tattoo, Ren Pen Her Tet in Ent Kenem Mes. See that? The mess, birth. Dipped in the water of the oncom flowers. Mes ta'emunu oncom ni. Dipped in the water of oncom flowers, the flowers of life. the mess. Okay? An inlet in the heart of a sycamore. Saba went over that recently with the sycamore. I suggest you go back and watch that. Placed on the neck of shining ones or conscious beings. So this used to be worn around the neck of us to protect us. If be done for him, chapter this, it becometh the power of our set. So by reciting this, by uttering this daily, I know from personal experience, we become the ancestors. Because by saying the Ari, Tu, Nef, Sa, Ten, Un, Nes, Kut, In, Aset, and doing that over and over and over and over, multiple times a day, if you can, day after day, week after week, year after year, you literally become the frequency of your ancestors. And then it's never this, what is it called in self-help, where magic money stuff, seminars, and you got to do all this stuff to produce what you want. This stuff just starts coming because it's gravitating to the true frequency of yourself. And it goes both ways. It could be the Pekam-Ku, the negative frequency, or it could be positive. I choose the positive. So it says, if be done for him, chapter this, it becometh the power of our set to protect him. Rejoice, Horus. See that? Heru, the son of our set. When he sees it, not is he blocked, not is blocked, weigh any against him. So nothing will be blocked from you. As long as that frequency is exactly directed and exactly what you want, nothing will be blocked from being given to you, even if it's negative. His hand is to heaven. His hand, remember the firm hand? His hand is to heaven, the strong hand, the Neket, the Nekem. His hand is to heaven. His hand is to earth. So it's happening simultaneously. It's happening in heaven, light land, or subatomic realm, and it's also happening here on earth. And that's why you can create whatever you want in the Upesh or your dreams. Again, I suggest you, if you would like, ask that question to Saba. Okay, so plasma, which constitutes 55% of blood, is mostly water, 92% by volume. So remember, the Mest Ta'en Munu Akami, the dipped in water of Akan flowers, that's because consciousness is created in the water prior to the light. Light is born from water, from Nu. Ra is born from Nu. And that is why over 55% of plasma in blood is mostly water. And then we have here that glyph that I was showing you. It's liquid issuing from lips. The Senef. Blood. The Senef. So I'm going to read a short, before we wrap this up, I'm going to read a short article from NPR, very short. Fetal cells may protect mom from disease long after the baby's born. Because our set wasn't just benefiting or protecting Osiris. It was a reciprocated relation. It was reciprocity. It was a reciprocated relationship between the two. Just like it is with the mother and her baby, as I'm going to show you now. This is from an article, October 26, 2015. Mikhailan Dukalev. The name of it is Fetal Cells May Protect Mom from Disease Long After the Baby's Born. I'm just going to read the highlighted parts for time purposes. It says a German scientist named George Schmerl made a remarkable discovery. Cells from a baby can hide out in a mother's body after birth. More than 100 years later, scientists are just beginning to figure out what these cells are doing, and their findings may have implications for how cancer and autoimmune diseases affect women. But the discovery also means something else, something that's a bit mind-boggling. You likely have cells from your older siblings in your body and cells from your grandmother, maybe even your great-grandmother. Here's how. The fetus has different genes than the mom. So in a sense, she's a foreigner inside the mom's body, and the placenta literally invades the mother's body. This is Dr. Hilary Gamel from University of Washington in Seattle. As the placenta grows, it reaches out and grabs onto the mom's arteries to control blood flow. The human placenta is one of the most invasive placentas compared to those in other animals, Gamel says. This assures the fetus has nutrients, but in the process, the baby ends up giving the mother a gift. So the baby gives the mother a gift in the process of taking from her. Reciprocity. There's a very large amount of fetal material that is sloughed off into the mother's circulation, says Dr. J. Lee Nielsen, also of the University of Washington. This material is widely circulating in the mom's body. Nelson has been studying this rogue fetal material for more than 20 years. It contains DNA from the fetus, tiny pieces of the placenta, and potent fetal cells. They travel around the mom's bloodstream and sneak into her organs. They can go to the liver and become liver cells, or go into the heart and become muscle cells. Nielsen says fetal cells can even cross the blood-brain barrier and turn into neurons. You see that? So fetal cells can even go into the mother's brain and create new neurons for her, new informational pathways or highways or images for the mother. Amazing. Scientists have found fetal cells in scar tissues, specifically scars left by C-sections. These cells make collagen, so the fetus could be helping the mom recover after birth by repairing wounds. Fetal cells also are linked to an overall reduced risk of rheumatoid arthritis and are thought to protect against breast cancer. I don't subscribe to this fear-mongering cancer industry, but that's a whole nother class. Cancer in my research does not exist. And it's not just the mom that gets an extra set of cells. We've been talking about a very one-sided story. This is a biodirectional process, says Amy Body. Amy Body, a doctoral fellow at Arizona State University, who recently wrote a review on this topic. Cells from the mom also cross the placenta and enter the fetal body, Body says. And that means you've got your mom's cells inside of you. But it also means you're likely closer to your older brother or sister than you might think. Since your mom had cells in her body from all other pregnancies in her mom, that means you likely have cells from your older siblings and from your grandmother, and maybe even your great-grandmother. You could keep going up the family tree. See that? To Chichet. You could keep going up the family Chichet pretty far, Bodhi says. So far, scientists haven't actually seen these grandma cells in anybody's body. But if they do exist, then it means we are all walking around with a whole family tree inside of us. Very interesting. Remember the Awajit from the Purim Heru? There it is right there. It means protection. Check this out. This word here, menses, creates the word menstrual, which creates the menstrual cycle word. Menses. Menses means a monthly discharge of blood from the uterus. Its root is moon. So menses is a discharge of blood from the uterus. 1590s from Latin menses, plural of menses, month, see moon. Wonder if there's a connection between Aset and the moon. And there you have it. Right back to the female energy, the Awajit, the goddess of the moon. Great sister Aset, we hail you. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed. I'm done. And I'm going to stop sharing here, take a break, and then I'm going to come back. Brother Tribe and me are going to give short announcements, and then we'll invite people up on the panel.
Excellent, my brother.
Do it, brother. So, before we go in, I forgot to do something. So if there's anybody that's in the chat that if anybody in the chat doesn't understand something I just shared from my presentation, you can ask a question, or maybe two. From my presentation, don't ask about anything else that wasn't on topic here, and I'll be but you have to come on the panel to ask your question. That's the only catch. You have to come up here to ask me a question, because I know there's things in here that some people don't get and it didn't make a connection. So you have to come on the panel to ask it. That's the only net or in the chat. That's the only catch. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Excuse me, fellas.
Oh, Tap, that was an excellent breakdown. Can you hear me, Scribe?
Yes, can hear you perfect.
Yeah, that was excellent, my brother. AHATI, I appreciate you, brother. That was collegiate scholarship. Is that don't even give that justice. That don't even give that teaching justice, right?
Right.
What was that? Saba said, Ma'at Hotep. Great lesson, AHATI. Good connections. Let me say right there. Let me put it on the screen. Ma'at Hotep. Oh, great lesson, AHATI. Good connection to biological imperative. You've applied them to change your life. Do y'all hear that in the chat, brothers? Do y'all see the utterances and the different spells that these brothers have been dropping for the last couple of weeks? I hope y'all been paying attention, because I have. And I'm getting it. I'm learning little by little, slowly but surely. I am picking it up. And I'm beginning to understand how important the hekau is. My great brother Scribe illustrated that last week with those with the lyrics, with the conscious rap, right? Because even the way what we listen to in the music now is the frequency is all off. We using the hekau all wrong. It sounds like it's an echo, brother. Is it an echo? Why my sound sound like that?
I don't hear an echo.
Sounds like, hold on, I might got another. But yeah, our even what we listen to, what we consuming garbage, and then that's what we're uttering back out. We're we're spitting the wrong language, man. We're so confused. They're using the language and using our hekau against us because we don't understand the definitions of words, and we're not investigating and digging and going into the etymology of words and digging deep like we've been taught. That's why we got the best teacher on the internet. That's exactly why. Because he teaches us how to be teachers. And I just want to shout out everybody in the chat that's been constantly supporting us and showing up week after week. And that's been learning right along with us, because there's no isfet in this channel. There's no isfet in the teachings of Ma'at. AHATI, that was excellent, my brother. I got to go back and do a cash Pete, and I have to go back and rewind that as well. Y'all know I'll be screen recording. I'm not missing out on this, man. This is excellent. This brother just sat up here and taught for 2 hours roughly straight. So y'all show y'all support. Cash App. Like, subscribe, and comment, and show us some love. I'm gonna let the brother talk and share the website.
Hey, before you go, brother, this is somebody new in the room. I want to welcome all new people, all new potential sisters and brothers. We appreciate you without even really knowing you. And we hope you enjoy the great energy in our great presentation. So thank you, Maria.
Yes, this is a great sister right there. Maria Bensebi, she is an awesome sister. So appreciate you for joining us in the presentation and giving your words of encouragement. Tuah to you. Yes, AHATI, excellent presentation. That was very fire and very thorough. You know, it was like being in a cleansing fire, just that is burning away all of the lies. And I love how you started with the other renditions of the great mother Aset and Isis and Aphrodite, because that is what people are going to that's what they first learn when they learn about the mother goddesses, is those deities. And so it was perfectly executed to begin with that, because that's where a lot of people are going to come in thinking that, and then you just go right into the source information and bring them right back to where they need to go. So excellent job. You know, that was that's definitely, you know, these teachings that we bring forth are not just a one time session. These are extensive study sessions, and within just one section, you can take one section of what you presented and spend days of just diving into, you know, what you presented. I love that you showed the Sahu and showing the 3D model, and showing us, you know, the mother goddess is always present, you know, even through what they call today as death, and being supported by the mother goddesses. So that was a absolute beautiful teaching. I did post the link in the chat for any brothers, sisters to come up on the panel and let your tones be heard. You can give gratitude and adoration, or you can, if you have questions, you can come up and ask your questions about the presentation, or you can just give your thoughts. So it is open. The chat, or the link is posted right there. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So please come on and join us, and because we would love to hear and see from the great people. So yeah, I mean, that was very powerful, my brother. I'm very excited to tomorrow when I rise to play this back and listen to it throughout the day, and go even further deeper in my notes. Yeah, that was very thorough, my brother. You are.
That was very thorough. Absolutely.
It's literally, and that's why, you know, the teachings of MAAT is the best when it comes to bringing this information. And we learn from the best with Sabbath Tahuti, and being able to literally take steps, one step after the other, and just literally guide you through the process, because this is what it takes. This is surgery that this brother performed right here. You know, this is literally brain surgery, and it's for the betterment of our people. Together we survive through reciprocity. Absolutely. You know, so if anybody in the chat benefited from this information, you know, we definitely, as we showed and we started with the show, yeah, definitely support us. You know, we post our links. The great brother Anu, the moderator, he posts our Cash App and our PayPal throughout the show. So just hit those links. We even have cryptocurrency, Ethereum. So if you don't have those other platforms and you have Ethereum, we also have that as well, and that's on the website, teachersofmaat.org/donate. So be sure to show your reciprocity. And speaking of that, I will show, we did receive some great support from some great brothers during your presentation, good brothers. So let's bring this up.
I want to let me just real quick. Sorry to cut you off. I just want to welcome Menkura.
Yes, of
It's
course.
good to see you on the panel with us, brother. And I encourage you to join us every week, like you do on Fridays.
Tua, AHATI. Greetings, salutation to you brothers, Hotep Ma'at. It's a pleasure and an honor to see you brothers, to listen. AHATI, your presentation, your teachings, your chat was very, very powerful, brother. I really loved how you ended, because you watch it, went into the Menses, and then you went to the moon, and then that went to a set, and then that went to a moon. And when you said moon, I was like, yo, Tahuti is the netter of the moon. I was like, he going in. You and Saba have elevated to a different chamber, I noticed lately. I don't know what y'all doing, but I want to be in that tone
I'm
that
back at his feet. I'm sitting back at his feet.
Man,
no, I appreciate that, brother.
Y'all in a different chamber, like Saba, how he's been teaching. I'm just y'all in a different frequency. Y'all transcending what y'all already have been into, and it's very inspirational, brother. Very inspirational.
Tua. Excuse me, Scribe, about that.
Oh, no problem. Yes. Yeah. Welcome, Menku. Yeah, we definitely love to see you on the panel. We definitely appreciate your energy that you bring forth on the panel. So yes, we would definitely love to see you every week when we post a link. And we know this brother right here is awesome, man. This brother right here is yeah. Any time before you seen when his name was Netter, formerly known as AJ. Yeah, that brother no longer exists. This is a whole new brother. Menku Aramiri, my aunt, we appreciate you, my brother, for everything that you're
trash.
doing.
Light being, exactly. AJ Super Mogul.
Yes, sir. All right.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, we'll start with the great brother Menku, who donated $27.72. Hail AHATI Tua for your leadership. Hotep.
Tua, brother.
Tua for your support, Menku. You always support. You're awesome, my brother. And then we will go to another good brother, who this is his second time supporting, so we will definitely be adding you to our support video, good brother. Steven Escalar with the $27 for Tua.
Nice.
Hail you all, good brother.
Yes.
Real brother. Appreciate you.
Sir, thank you for that. We definitely appreciate you. And we and the great brother who has been with us for a while, so we definitely appreciate you. The great brother Cash Peden, who sent 727 for great presentation. Hungry Lion.
Cool, brother.
To you, Cash Peden, for supporting. So yes, we definitely appreciate all the support that comes through, because this is a movement, this is a organization, and we are building for you all. So we definitely appreciate all support that comes through, and we acknowledge you, and we acknowledge you physically as well. So to everyone. So our Cash App and PayPal is always posted in the description box. So even after this live stream and you're catching this on the playback, you still have access to that link there. So be sure to show your support if this information has benefited you in any way.
You know what,
All right.
Scribe? I'm feeling
sir.
great tonight, and it's not
Okay.
just because your deep voice, but you know what? I wanna give this away. I want to give one of these away. I want to give one of these away. The actual book. So I'm not going to just keep it to members. I give it to. I just want to give it away. So if somebody wants a soft-covered book, because you definitely see my teaching style, that's nothing compared to my writing style. These brothers up here can attest to that. I'm a writer first. I'll take care of everything. I'll get the book to you, because there was times, actually a lot of times in my past where, I remember this one female. She's a great writer. Her books sell average anywhere from $30 to $50 a piece, and I was so excited about one of her books. Her history book. She sent me a box full of them. I was blown away. I couldn't afford $30 at the time. I couldn't support that. And she sent me a box of like 10, 20 books. Of course, I was going through turmoil back then, so I lost them all. And now I'm paying for them again, which is okay. But I never forget stuff like that. So if somebody wants my book, you can either contact the leadership at teachersofmaat.org, leadership@teachersofmaat.org. Or what's another way? Discord.
Should you ask a question for them to answer? Let's do it live in the chat here and see.
Okay.
And you can ask a question from your presentation and see if whoever gets it right first, or let's give the people.
Can they go back on the live
or somebody come up on the screen? Let's see. Let's show some support. Don't hide.
Yeah, but can they go back in the live and check to see for the answer, or no?
Yes. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could rewind it.
That was a long class, so maybe.
How about this? I'm going to say it right now. Whoever wants the book first, after I say it, again, gets it.
Just
put it one. Whoever puts.
Someone already said it in the chat. Maria.
Oh, Maria.
See on the screen? She was the first one. Yes, and she's new to the chat.
Okay. All right. So Maria, get in touch with the scribe, and we'll get that out to you, sister. And then the way you can pay it forward, hopefully you join our membership, you join our ranks in the future after reading my book. That would be worth more to me than the noob or gold. All right. I want to advertise our newsletter because we put a lot of work into it, and you brothers deserve credit for it. Scribe, if you want to do the website after, that's fine. But I want to show off our newsletter. So I'm going to share right now. And the reason why I want to show the newsletter is not only to hype our movement up, of course, because we are the best movement concerning MAAT and Kemet. Let that be stated. But also because when you see this now, when you see the newsletter, it looks like one of these one-page websites. That's how great our graphics department is. So the newsletters are free. All you gotta do, Scribe will show on a website. You go down the home page all the way to the bottom. You put in your email. You hit that red sign up button, and automatically you'll get sent out next week a newsletter. And if you want the back issues, because we have 26 issues so far, if you want any back issues, unlike most publications out there that are well known and famous, we will not charge you for a back issue that's archived. Just request which issue you want. If you want even all of them, we'll get it out to you too. So this is what the first page looks like. It says, Teachings of Ma'at, the movement begins with you, because without you, there is no movement. If it was just me and Saba, we're the movement. It's just us. And if there's no Saba, there's definitely no me. Book study breakdown and news. This is issue 26, March 5th, 2023. So we always put the issue number and the date for your organization and to find information easy and fast, because this is what I call the teaching after the teaching. So you get the live teaching tonight, and you also get the summary, which is in the newsletter after. So this is greetings. Thank you to our constant supporters and to everyone else who comes out and shows us love too. We appreciate you as well. Teachers MAAT is an organization that is founded on reciprocity. Thank you to those who understand and contribute. If you do not have the finances to give back to this great informational channel, give your time instead with service. So if you don't have the money, we all have time. Give your time instead with service. Become a member. Now let's break out of the matrix. Every movement has a mission statement. Ours is to bring back home to the mindset of MAAT as many sisters, brothers, and their children as possible. Free the melanated people from the Tamahu. To the new people and those watching in the future, the Tamahu is a foreign mindset. It is the Caucasian today, the Matrix, and those that follow them. Here's the summary. I love this because we always give you weekly 2 weeks of the teachings after the teaching. And it's right to the point. It's great if you're on the go like me, if you're real busy, and you get 2 paragraphs. So last week was the scribe. The scribe spoke about a fundamental practice in the spiritual community. How many know its origins? The scribe connected hekau to our rulership. When we look up the etymology of the word meditation, it means to rule. By controlling our minds, we rule our reality. The matrix is broken, but let's go further. If you want to learn what happens when you go further, I suggest you put in your email now and you hit that sign up button. Look at this graphics, isn't this great? See how Tahuti is sitting there with the seshes in looks like Buddha or one of the versions. So this is done by a graphics team. Now I know there's artists because so far Teachers MAAT is attracting a lot of artists, and we need more. We definitely need more. I'm going to get to that in a second because these brothers do need assistance. That's the scribe and ARCAD. I need these brothers to do more important matters, even though this is very important. But these brothers, I need them for other things. So if you are an artist, you know how to draw. There are many of you out there. Get in touch with us. So right here, I didn't see his brother tonight. I hope he's okay. But this is one of the member brothers. He said, life-changing teachings rooted in truth with proof that will reveal the light. We always give you Medu Netter. The Kot means thought and meditation. It means women in general. Sesh. We have scribe is like Kepara and Temu. If you want to know what that is, go back and watch last week's live. Big Vapes is giving the hails, the Henus. And then we have time to shed. Shed is, you could also be said shed. Time to shed and resurrect. This is great. This is great. Brother Scribe came up with a way for us to connect off of the mainstream social media sites. So we have our own here on Discord. It's open to anybody. Members are on it. If you have questions for us there, you can direct contact them. You can have direct contact to us. We'll get your notifications. And you just go to the website. Scribe will show you that. And you can join right from your phone watching if you like. Now, we're always looking for members. We're looking for writers, editors, managers, digital designers, social media content creators, organizers, physical meetups. If you have a skill or talent that could be beneficial to the Teachers of MAAT organization, contact leadership at teachersofmaat.org. It's leadership at teachersofmaat.org. So even if you think you don't have a talent, everybody has a talent. You just have to discover it, and we can help you do that. That's what we're here for. We can see the benefits and the greatness in you, and we'll bring it out of you and produce action from you. So right now, we need people that can get our information out far and wide. And we know lots of you are on social media, and you can do that. We need your assistance. Saba needs it too. Okay, so this is also a new section. It's the Teachers of MAAT Creativity and Advertisement segment. So those of you, do you have a creative ability? Now, it's not mentioned here, but even if you're making soaps, the shampoos, the incense, you have your own store, we could set up contracts with you where you can advertise here. Because believe me, in the future, we will be well known worldwide. So if you're talented with music, art, physical and digital, poetry, storytelling, dancing, acting, pottery, playing instruments, comedy, and all things creative, anything you can imagine and create, you could showcase it here for a free will donation of at least 20. Or Teachers MAAT members will get a discount because you're already paying monthly. So you will get a $10 discount. And if you're anything like the Jew, you will spend your last dime to support your tribe or what you feel resonates with you. And I know following MAAT's teachings do. And that goes with the business promotion. All acts in business advertisements are subject to approval. So we will screen. Don't be sending us stuff that's trending on TikTok. We will screen you. Message us at teachingsofmaat.org. Things to consider before skipping this study. What are the weekly studies about? They're based off the teachings of Tahuti. Tahuti is our great Saba Amunhotep Ra. Go out and support the brother every Friday at 6 p.m., around 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Fridays, support him. It's well worth your time. Our great ancestors of the Nile Valley. We're the only ones today that are actually living the way our ancestors did, which is giving them great honor in Heru. A way to connect our community of truth seekers. With the leadership of the teachings of MAAT, we are now witnessing his wisdom in action. So first it started with Saba teaching me. I sat there, I listened, and after years and years, it became evident to me that now it's time to take action like Kepa Ra in the creation story. You are now witnessing his wisdom in action, similar to all movements. Information without good vibration manifests nothing. So you hear these people today talk about, I manifest this, manifest that. To me, that's BS. I don't even use that word manifest because to me, it's all about action. If you have been searching your entire life like me for a teacher or teaching that can free you from fear, stress, worry, anger, then you found the right home. Even if you are very knowledgeable about MAAT and Kemet, then we could use your service to free the minds of our people. All are welcome. I don't care if you're a Jew, a Hebrew, Islam, you worship unicorns, all are welcome. Scribe's going to go over his beautiful merch, and you're going to get 10% off your first purchase when you sign up for his free newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter, you automatically get 10% off your first purchase. Become a member, you get a 10% discount forever. So it's more profitable for you to acquire a membership. Here's our social media. Scribe can go over that. Always donate. We suggest donations because, like the scribe said, for me, it doesn't take me that long to create these presentations anymore. But there was a time where it would take me days to create these. And my brain felt like I was on fire. This is years ago. My brain felt like it was on fire. I was exhausted. And I didn't really want to do it, I'll be honest. I really didn't want to teach. But as time goes by, it gets easier and easier. And I pay a lot of money for things that I want. It's as simple as that. I pay a lot of money for things I want. And if you really want this, you'll pay it too. You'll drop off donations. We also have a cryptocurrency. Scribe went over that. We're probably the only spiritual group that has that in the Black community, so-called Black community. What's unique about us also is that you can get in direct contact with the leader of the leadership, which is Saba Tahuti. I don't know anybody else that can get Garrett. Usually the Saba is well protected and hidden, but he is transparent, just like all of us. That's what we teach. We do no hiding here. So if you want to get in touch with the great Saba Tahuti, go to his mysticaltelevision@gmail.com email. It's mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with us, it's leadership@teachingsofmaat.org. This is great Saba. Now, the scribe is doing this is something new, and I really like it. I just saw it today. The teachings of MAAT membership leadership roles. We're going to highlight our leaders because we need more leaders. We need followers, of course, because you can't have leaders without followers. The majority of people will be following. But I'm also looking for leaders because even though there's people now doing things for me and for the other leaders on the panel, we have so much to just read some more history about Kemet, how much officials and leaders they have. So we need leaders, so we welcome you. Don't be afraid, fearful. You may even have some leadership qualities in you that you didn't know, and we will bring it out for you. So to our active members is Siddiqui, Asani Oba Allah. Hope you're okay, brother. We have the Sesh Shait. She should be in the room still. Send the sister a warm hail. We have Anna Hapala or Bella. Sister should be in the room. Send her a hail. Menku Ara Mary Ma'at, brothers on the panel. Hail him. Then we do non-active members. We have the first teaching of Ma'at couple, which is Anu Ka and his mate Antu. Give them hails. They should be in the chat as well. Sandra Carey, I have no idea who she is, but I would love to meet you one day. Big Vapes is in the chat. He's a brother that's always hailing Saba and me. Hail to you. And then we have the supporters. Without the supporters, there is none of these shows. There is not even Saba. So we have the supporters. We have the great Nito Campbell. Shout out to you. We have Artisan Hawkins. Shout out to you. We have True Seeker 22. Shout out to you. Hope you're okay, brother. We have E Manifesto. Shout out to you. Hope you're okay, brother. Shout out to you, to Shannon Southard. Shout out to Beged Leisure. Shout out to Teddy Patty. Shout out to Mark Anthony Shufashina. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Shout out to Anthony Drain. Shout out to Eric Gadillo. Shout out to Heka Kepara. Shout out to Sarah Broomfield, who I'm curious if this is Sarah Jean. Shout out to Angela Gates. Shout out to Bev. Shout out to Stephen Escobar, the great, who's giving, who's going to be catching up to the great Nito Campbell, the great Mr. Consistencies, and that is the great newsletter.
All right, so yes, that's definitely to be a part of that newsletter. All you have to do is go to the teachingsofmaat.org and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I'll show that real quickly. The link is still posted in the chat for anybody who wants to come on. Big Vase, we'd love to see you. We haven't seen you on the panel in a while. We'd love to hear your voice. Shannon, we'd love to see you on the panel. So any good brothers and sisters, just come on and let us feel your frequency on the Teachings of Maat panel. So peace and love. So, of course, the great sister who won the book, who won the excellent book, she will be receiving that soon. And she also sent in some excellent support, very generous. She sent in $33 and she says, blessings. Shout out to you, beloved great sister Maria. You are awesome. You take initiative, and you are very, very powerful. You're very magical. So thank you for your energy and bringing forth what you have to offer for us by just coming into the chat and letting yourself be seen. So to you, great sister. And yes, definitely we'll be in contact with, so I can get that book out to you. So shout out to you. All right, now I'll show the Teachings of Maat website, teachingsofmaat.org. Everyone should have this website bookmarked into your browsers. All right. So yeah, everyone should have this bookmarked in your browsers. This is where all the information will always be. This is where you can also reach us. If you don't know, if you're new, come here and you can just send a message and we will receive that, and we'll get back to you fairly quickly. So we have that messaging system there, and here's the affirmation that everyone can use, can download, and recite. It's very powerful frequency here to start your day off with, and also end your day as you go into the Upesh, into the dream realm. So once you scroll all the way to the bottom, of course, here's our Discord community. All you have to do is click this link here. All you have to do is click the picture, and it'll take you directly to the Discord link, so you can join us. And I do want to, we did have someone join. His name on the Discord says Escalade 48. So appreciate you, for whoever you are. Would love to know if you're in the chat. Let us know who you are, Escalade 48. So thank you for joining the Discord. So when you scroll all the way to the bottom, here's the subscribe section. And this is where you put in your email address to be a part of the newsletter that we send out every Sunday. So as the great brother AHATI said, all these are backlogged, and if you sign up and you start receiving them now, and you would like to, and we see that you're consistent, we see that you're supporting, we will definitely gather all those out for you and email those out to you. So put your email address in here, hit sign up. You'll get an immediate code for 10% off that you can use. And this section here, when you go to more and you go to shop downloads, this right here is where you can also purchase our merch. The teachingsofmaat.org official Tahuti's Teachings of Ma'at merchandise, which we have long sleeve shirts, we have hoodies, we have short sleeve shirts for now. And as more support comes in, and we see that the people are appreciating the merchandise and what it takes to bring this forth for you all, we'll start to add more variations, more colors, more imagery. But it's all based on a reciprocal system. So as you all continue to gather up your merchandise here, we'll add more to it. So yes, we have all sizes, short sleeve, long sleeve, and hoodies. And of course, like Brother AHATI showed, all the members get 10% off for every single thing that will be added to this shop for as long as you're a member. And we're working on a lot of things to bring forth for you all. This is also where you can purchase Sabat Tahuti's ebooks, Stepping Out of the Matrix. We have a full 13 episode breakdown for this book. Very powerful. Make sure you purchase this if you're new. Melanin Dark Consciousness as well. Purchase this as well. These are excellent books. And we definitely want to have Sabat Tahuti bring forth. I am diligently doing hekau and letting Sabat Tahuti know that we want this the creation book. He has a book called Creation, and I want that for the community. So by us supporting and showing that we want this information is how we receive more of it. All right, and so this is where you can also get the affirmations, the Makaru affirmation, the victory voice, the Tahuti's affirmation of Ma'at, and the Kemet foundational ideals. All right, so of course there's a ton of information on this website. You can spend a lot of time on here, but I want you to recognize this as well. We have Meet the Movement, and under that you have AHATI Ma'at's section, and this is where you can purchase his physical book that he just gave away graciously to the great Sister Maria. So this book right here, you can buy it physically, and you can also buy the ebook as well. So all you have to do is hit the buy now, and when you purchase that, you'll receive the download immediately to your email. So definitely purchase this if you don't have this in your library. This is you see the type of teachings that the great brother AHATI brings forth, and the books are just a reflection of that, so, and he also taught from his book, a little bit from his book today as well. So you get little glimpses into it for the show. So be sure to support this great brother. And he also has outside work that he does as well. for his BitChute. A lot of information that we can't play on YouTube is where you'll find this right here. Very raw and unadulterated. So it's very, very powerful and important information. It's very important information for us to know, because a lot of people do not know the reality of what's going on behind the veil. And this is what you will find, what's going on behind the veil right here. And also, you can also purchase more of the great brother AHATI's teachings and video webinars. So all you have to do for that is create an account. So it's free. Just create an account, go to this little person here and click sign up. And when you sign up, all you have to do is sign in here and it'll give you access to this. All right, so there's a bunch of great information here. This is very powerful to have. It's 99 cents, very affordable. And we have these great teachings here. And they all come with an audio book, an audio recording, a PDF of the content, and also a video webinar that's not on YouTube. So you'll get some brand new information, and you see how AHATI teaches. So definitely support and continue to expand your digital library and your knowledge and information. And we also have our social media section here. This is also where you can join the Discord. All you have to do is click the avatars and make it very easy for everyone to connect with us and to join with us and to have access to us. So you just click the icon right here to join our Discord. Same with the TikTok, the Twitter, and of course our YouTube, for those who find our website outside of YouTube, because we are definitely in the search algorithm. So people do find us before they find our YouTube. So all you have to do is click this link and you can get to us. So our Study Guide Sunday live section as well. This is where we post all of our videos and our teachings that we bring forth, that you can always find. So you always will find it here with the description of what the teaching is about. All right, and Melanin Dark Consciousness here, this book that I showed you earlier, Sabatahuti, a full 5 episodes of breaking this teaching down. So it's a ton of information for everyone. And the great sister Antu, she made this video right here for us as well that you see playing. So we'll definitely appreciate everyone who is supporting us and is putting in the work and joining us. So continue to keep doing that. And it's a beautiful system. I love seeing the good brothers and sisters in the Discord. We hail each other every rising. We give adoration to each other every single morning to set the frequency for our day. So it's definitely a very positive and very powerful energy that's associated with our Discord. And I can guarantee you there is no other Discord waking up, rising, resin, and hailing each other. So it's very powerful to be a part of that. So Patah Bull Damo has joined us. Shout out to you, good brother. I love to see your face. I love to hear your voice. So peace and love to you, Patah Bull Damo. Welcome to the show.
What up? Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound a little distorted, but we can't hear you.
Oh, gotcha. I always forget that. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Okay.
I just want to say, everybody,
There we go.
on your way out, hit that like button. Hit that like button and subscribe to us.
Yo, is the sound better?
Yeah, you good, brother.
Yeah, so 4 quick things that I like to keep things short and to the point. The first thing is Sabatahuti's breakdown on Tree of Life on Friday was fire. I just want to mention that. Second thing, so Heru, AHATI, MAAT. Presentation was fire. The thing that stuck out to me as far as information was about the true meaning of queen, and how in the conscious community people call females queen, but the true meaning that made me think about Disney and about like princesses and like princess parties and blah blah blah. But princess is eventually going to be a queen. So what does that mean? So what are they teaching their daughters? Okay, so that's just a thought we will think about. You know what I mean? The third thing I thought about was the Discord. So Henu, to everyone who joined the Discord is fire, and it's just the beginning because there's a lot of things you can do with the Discord. You can have like private parties in the Discord and like XYZ. So shout out to the Discord. And the fourth and last thing is about the merch. So Henu, to anybody who bought the merch, I'm still rocking my shirt. I'm waiting for the weather to change because I'm in the Northeast, so I'm eventually gonna get a T-shirt. But I did want to request a hoodie with the zip for like the spring. You know what I mean? Because I have like, so for example, I rock hoodies like the overall hoodies because they're like a little thicker material. But usually the hoodies with the zippers, the material is a little thinner, so it'll kind of like protect you from the cold, but it's like for spring. So if so Henu to Scribe, so Scribe could work on a hoodie with the zipper, but like maybe like the material is a little thinner for the spring, I'll definitely rock that, and I'll definitely purchase a custom hoodie with my my name in the back. So Henu to the panel.
Yes, appreciate you, great brother Patabo Damo, Big Vapes, FKA Righteous. Yeah, you're definitely, if you you can reach out to me, you know, I can do that for you. You're a great supporter, you're a great member, so you know, you can definitely reach out to me and we can work on some things for you, because this is what we do at the T.O.M. We definitely support our members as they support us. So shout out to you, good brother.
Sure.
Yes. All right, great brother Arcad, you can take it away.
You brothers want to close it out? Man, cool. You got any last words before we close out, good brother?
Amazing energy, amazing session. It's an honor, it's a blessing. Tuah to you, brothers. Hail to you, brothers. Looking forward to seeing you all in the Meta Netter Monday class, and just everybody in the chat. Hope you having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Sending you blessings for the upcoming week. Would love to see you in the Meta Netter Monday class. You're cheating yourself by not coming to it. If you can't make it, I would suggest that you definitely get the videos. If you want your mind, your heart, your ba, your ka transformed, you should be checking out the Meta Netter Monday. Very, very, very transformative. And all I would say is respect, salute to the generals, to the REE on the panel. Thank you, AHATI. Hail AHATI for your magnificent excellence and teaching today, and respect. Thank you for the welcoming into this chamber.
AHATI and Scribe, you brothers got some last words before we close out?
Scribe, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Yes. Peace and love, everyone. We did receive another donation, so I do want to show that. We appreciate the support for everyone who's supporting us. This is great energy. So we will, and this is a new sister, April Cabin Troy, $10. Thank you, men, for your energy and time. Leave a message if you're still here live in the chat. Let us know who you are so we can associate this tone here with who you are here in the chat. So shout out to you. We definitely appreciate the support, and I love your image there. That's a beautiful image. I love that. So Tuah to you.
What was that? I can't see it from where I'm at.
It was some flowers.
Okay. Tuah, April.
Yes, to go right along in line with the beautiful teaching today.
I'll give me your flowers.
So peace and love to everyone. Yes, AHATI MAAT, this was an excellent, perfect class. Thank you for everything you do, for the teachings of MAAT, and for the great people, the supporters. Thank you for being a great leader. You know, hail you, my good brother. I'm always sending you high vibratory, protective energy and light energy. So tua to you, good brother, for being here with us and being an excellent leader for the T.O.M. The great brother Arcad, this brother is very special. I love watching the growth that this great brother has done, you know, and from the very first time when we come on the panel on the pod class to now, this brother is the epitome of leading by example. So tua to you, good brother, and of course Minku Ara gave you your hail earlier because you definitely deserve your hail as well. And I also want to hail everyone in the chat. You know, peace and love to everyone who supports. The reciprocity is definitely appreciated at the highest level and is being used as an energy center to continue to grow what the teachings of MAAT is bringing forth. So tua to all the great supporters, all the people who watch, who like the video, who subscribe, who share the videos to their personal social media platforms. We definitely hail you all. And as I always say, as you go into the Upesh realm tonight, before you go to lay down and Akan and close your eyes, be sure to write your goals down that you want to achieve for the week. So you can rest on that and let that rest into your consciousness. And as you rise, as you res in the Kepara, you are already in alignment with that frequency and you're able to attain everything that you write down, to organize your thoughts. So peace and love to all your great brothers and sisters. And we'll see you. Hopefully we'll have some new people join the Metanetter Monday class. I'd love to see new faces in there. And if not, then we will see you Friday in the pod class or next week. So tua to all you good brothers. AHATI MAAT, great presentation. And I'm excited to go back and rewatch it and take in everything that you presented to us tonight. So tua, peace and love.
To Nina Oak, brother, Nini Oak. Yeah, I want to encourage Arcad. Arcad's name is what I spoke about a lot tonight. To Chechiu, the backbone of the movement. He's a very, very important position, whether he understands it or knows it or feels it. I wouldn't have gave him the position if I don't see something in him that I know he's growing into as we speak. This man is literally transforming in front of your eyes. And I'm very proud of him, and I look forward to his presence. He's supposed to be coming out here. I look forward to his presence. And I look forward to giving the brother a beautiful embrace of Nakam, or strength. And I really want him to know, he knows about the Henu. He actually laminated a very, very, very brief teaching of the Henu and put it on his wall. So this brother could teach on the Henu. And he appreciates it. He appreciates it. Menkura, this brother too, I'm seeing lots of growth. This brother received his Ren, which I spoke about tonight. And I'm not with Menkura wherever he's at. He's a lot of this journey in the Matrix is alone. We're alone most of the time. And we need something strong, and we need something that we can carry when we're not together. And Menkura I've seen grow tremendously too. He received his Ren, and the brother transformed into a very creative, cultured being, where I actually, my vision for him is always growing, and I have great things for him to do, for all of us, for you in the chat too, that are with us in the future. And then the scribe knows my ib. He knows my heart, and he has my trust. And there's only two. Actually, there's 4 people, but 2 people you've actually seen, which is Saba and him. And they have my trust. But there's 4 in total. So I want to tell everybody that tonight, if you got anything out of it, I hope you got that you are the magic. You are what you want. And it all stems from how you are with yourself when nobody's around, when only you can see yourself in the mirror. We all talk to ourselves. There's people talking right now while I'm talking. They're talking to yourself. And that isn't something to be ashamed of, because I do it. I do it all the time. That's actually what the word meditation means. I had to literally talk myself to get on a train to go visit our great Saba. I said visit, like I knew him from before I even met him, which I probably did. I had to do that. I was very fearful, but I did it because it had to be done. I didn't know it at the time, but it had to be done, and I'm so glad. I'm so appreciative I met him, because none of this would exist right now. And I was thinking about this earlier today, and I just I love this. I love the camaraderie. I love the brotherhood. I love the sisterhood. The sisters are the sister members are doing great works behind the scene. Some of them I don't want on the panel for reasons not specified, but some you will see. Some have already joined us and will join again. But the sisters are doing great work. The sisters, when the sisters learn about Offset and really take that to heart and embrace her and embrace that energy, the sisters become Sekhmets. They become Sachets, the great mates of Tahuti, the writers. They become our powerful Wajits, and it's great to watch. To watch these sisters go from, going from the ISIS mentality over to the Offset mentality. So what we're about, before I end, what we're about here about the teachings of MAAT, if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about joining, if you're not sure, know this. There's 2 options. The option over here is, I can float around and not do anything, and I'm just going to get the things that I've always got for most of my life. That doesn't change anything for me or my people collectively. Or I can join this movement and we can witness the change together. Because when I tell you that we are the truth, we are MAAT, we are the best, I say it with a confidence that comes from the Heru, that comes from the original mindset of the people that had a nation that lasted for over 50,000 years, the longest nation in written history. So I trust them. We live it. Even if you don't know us, you'll see our consistency and discipline, and you'll begin to recognize it. That's why people are giving us money. They're not going to just give us money if we're up here BSing. We live it. So when I say that we are the truth, we are the victory, and we are literally creating something that hasn't been done before in history, and will create it, where those of you that doubt us now and are on the fence will be able to come to our community and walk in, and we will have the Seba, or the door open for you, because there won't be any animosity or anger. We just want you to be protected like Offset wants all of us to be protected, like she protected her son, Heru. So everybody be safe. Get over to that Medu Netter class. If it wasn't for the Medu Netter, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in prison or jail somewhere, to be honest. Yeah, the Medu Netter class, nothing like it. You need spirit. And it's not boring. From what I'm being told, it's not boring, and I've been there. It's not boring. We do most of the time. We do this. We chop it up most of the time, so it's not boring. But join that. Support Saba. If you want to learn how, contact us. And as always, if you want to drop us donations or you want to sign up for membership when the class is over, hit us up at leadership at teachingsofmaat.org. Okay, I'm tired. Peace.
All right, we have Brother Arcad. Before you close out, we do have one more. We have a ninja in the chat who dropped one.
Ninja.
right here at the end. So the great brother Eric Gaudio. So thank you, 777. I know you said in the chat you need to get a microphone and camera. As soon as you do, brother, the panel is open for you. We would love to see and speak with you. You're a great supporter. So out to you and for all your support that you give. All right, good brother Arcade.
Beautiful, beautiful. Shout out to everybody that supports constantly every week. This is a beautiful class, AHATI. Beautiful, beautiful teachings. Hail Minku Ra, my brother. So looking forward to getting our name, our new friend. It's coming up, brother, soon, man. Soon. Shout out to you, Scribe, the best architect on the internet. I'm just finna say it, man. Since we doing the utterances in the hekau, I'm just finna say it. We got the best teacher on the internet, and we got the best architect on the internet right now. I'm just finna say it. Shout out to you, and you know what? Hail to the best chat, man. I've heard it so many times, but I'm gonna have to say that we have the best chat on the internet too. So I'm gonna go ahead on and hail to the chat and give you guys y'all praise, because we appreciate your support, and without you, we couldn't do this. And the great brother AHATI, MAAT, shout out to you, good brother, for those beautiful words. And it is true. I really am transforming. It really is happening, and it's magical, man. So shout out to you, my brother, because the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing is that you got to sit at Saba's feet for 8 years and get to learn. And all I want to do is learn. And now I get to learn from you, Scribe, Saba, Minku. Man, listen, it's going to happen, brother. It's happening right before your eyes. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, like I said, that constantly supports us. And look forward to next week's presentation. I'm going to be doing a presentation on culture. Y'all heard it first. Right now, I'm going to be speaking about our culture, our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful culture. And, you know, the way we set the standard, and it's not the other way around. So with that, we're going to close it. As we always do, shout out to everybody. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm going to close our beautiful class out, as we always do, with our beautiful affirmation. And this was a great class, 3 hours. So we're going to end this, and we're going to end with the beautiful teachings by AHATI MAAT. So remember, the light from the east brings protective energy. Senef M Aset, Hekau N Aset, Ku N Aset, Uchet, Sir Pin Sa Batal F Pu. The blood of Aset, the enchantments of Aset, the power of Aset, a protection of chief this, a destroying of what he admonisheth. It is. Unki Ma'at, Un NS, Nintet Aset Ma'at, Menhepapet Ma'at, Her Inhuqui, Per Ikut. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Hotep Ma'at. Peace and love, everybody.
Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died, and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me, please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, fear had me froze. It's time to shed. to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of state's effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.